we are live with another episode, Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, which we will be starting in just a few moments. So please hang tight. Alright, almost ready. Just give me one more moment here. Okay, now that everything is all set and ready to go, let's go ahead and get this video started. Good evening, everybody. This is Xenonite XZ6 here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. This is part number 13 of this Let's Play, and so in the last part we continued our free time events with Miss Sonia Nevermind, the Ultimate Princess, and we also found out that Nekomaru Nidai, the Ultimate Team Manager, who also was transformed into a robot, was killed off, but this time for good. And then we did the investigation, plus we also investigated the final dead room with Nagito Komida, and we found out that Hajime Hinata did not have an ultimate, according to what Nagito said, because he found out that Hajime is part of the Reserve Corps student thing. Then we finished up our investigation by the last of the hidden Monokumas, and of course we've entered the trial grounds. And in this part, we are going to be doing the 4th class trial and wrapping up chapter 4 of this game, which means we are about to be wrapping up the 4th chapter of Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. So let's go ahead and get this started. Now, first things first, we do have a new skill called Infinity Unlimited Flame. We're going to equip that real quick. So we got a little bit of that, and we'll check if there's any other ones we'll need in a little bit. Before we do that, let's review all the truth bullets one more time and see what we need to learn about what we found so far. The victim is Nekomaru Nidai, aka Mechamaru, after his robotic transformation. His body was discovered in Great Tower, which is inside the funhouse. His head is severely damaged and beyond repair, so that shall be considered the cause of death. Despite the fact that his arms and legs are dismembered, these limbs were actually designed to be detachable, and it seems they separated due to a severe impact. Aside from that, several other areas of this body are damaged because of this. Many of his functions seem to have shut down. Nekomaru's body and left leg were tied with a metal wire. The tip of that wire was also tied into a loop. A button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. When this button is pressed, all of Nekomaru's functions cease and he is forced to enter sleep mode. Oil that was flowing out of Nekomaru's body. The majority of it came from his fatal head wound. One of the pillars on the side of the door was tipped over. The damaged area of the pillar was also stained. It was so heavy that even two people couldn't budge it. An enormous hammer found on the floor of the tower. It was completely clean, almost as if it was brand new. A chain was wrapped around the handles of the door of the back of Great Tower. For some reason, the killer was able to enter the tower from the Strawberry Hall. Apparently, Akane heard a rumbling noise at around 5:30 a.m. A lot of small pieces of stone were scattered underneath Nekomaru's body. However, there were no fragments on top of his body. Apparently, Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking toward the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm of the wall clock in the lounge on Strawberry House's second floor started going off. Fuyuhiko was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm, but Kazuichi and Gundam rushed to the lounge after being alerted by the sound. However, Nagito was apparently the only one who didn't hear it. The contact elevator used to move between both houses was broken and no longer worked. It was apparently broken at the Grape House side, so the last person to use it would have arrived at Grape House. The button in Strawberry Hall that opens the door leading to the tower was broken. Nagito was supposed to be at Strawberry House, but he appeared at Grape House via some unknown method. The contact elevator should have been broken. Apparently, the compass needle spun 180 degrees while it was inside the contact elevator. Nekomaru used this alarm clock to recover from sleep mode. The clock's arms are stopped at around 7:30, and the alarm was set to 7:30 as well. The clock in Nekomaru's chest receives radio waves at fixed intervals and automatically adjusts itself if its time is off. Basically, an amazingly precise clock that can't be tampered with, not even to set the time. A doorknob found under the tip-over pillar. The screws at the base are pulled out. And there are some scratch marks on the knob itself. One of the doorknobs from the far back door of Strawberry House was missing, so the doorknob was originally attached to that door. Regardless of whether you enter the tower from Grape Hall or Strawberry Hall, the placement of Nekomaru's body, the tipped-over pillar, the oil stains, and even the disassembled parts Kazuichi arranged look exactly the same. Okay, that's all of them. Alright, let's see if there's anything I want to get here. Let's check it out. Oh, wrong one. No. Gotta go this way. Let's see. What do I want? Breaker. Easier to shift blue to your favor. Some blade. Sharpness increases by 2 if either during rebuttal showdown cannot be combined with fine sword. Okay, we're gonna go with this. Look, cat. Honey, little kitty. Okay, let's see. Slightly increases the... We're probably gonna need that. Those equipped real quick. We're gonna need those, and also this one, because this one decreases at a slower rate. Focus gauge decreases at a slower rate during concentration and fever time. Effective during the non-stop debate, the Hangman's Gambit, and the Panic Talk action. And we're also gonna need Lost in Thought, so we can slightly increase the time limit for each phase. Alright, besides all that, let me check my pet real quick. Okay, you're doing good. Alright, so There are only 8 people left, meaning that one of the remaining 8 is the one that's behind Nekomaru's death. So, based on the evidence we've read, who do you think was the one behind Nekomaru Nidai's death? Was it Hajime Hinata, the reserve course student who's unknown, who apparently doesn't have an ultimate, according to what Nagito said? Could it be Nagito Komeda, the ultimate lucky student? Could he be the one behind Nekomaru's death? Could it be Gundam Tanaka, the ultimate breeder? I mean, who knows? Gundam could or may not be the culprit. It's pretty much possible, but anything could happen. Or could it be Kazuichi Soda, the ultimate mechanic? I mean, he didn't want to look inside Nekomaru's body, and so, basically, he could be the culprit. But you may never know, because it's Kazuichi. Could it be Fumihiko Kazuryu, the ultimate Yakuza? Could he be the one behind the murder? Or could it be Akane Iwari, the ultimate gymnast? Could she be the one that betrayed Nekomaru? Could it be Chiaki Nanami, the ultimate gamer? Could she be the one behind it all? Or will it be Sonya Nevermind, the ultimate princess? Could she be the one behind this cursive kill? We'll find out in just a bit. I gotta do something real quick before we start the trial, so give me 1 second. Sorry about that, I had to clean up a little mess. Anyway. Alright, so it's time to find out who is the one behind Nekomaru's death. We're gonna find out right now. The class trial begins. Well, the 4th class trial begins in 3, 2, 1. Here we go with the 4th class trial.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go! Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu!
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Are you sure about that, Connie? Because I get you want to avenge Nekomaru, but you also want some food.
Akane, you seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Kazuichi, what are you thinking?
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
Really?
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these foreign intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes.
Which means, if that is correct, that means it's either Fuyuhiko, Gundam, Nagito, and Kazuichi. But that's only if her theory is correct.
One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously. We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon. Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... Let's see, the truth bullets are... wire, oil on the floor, tipped over pillar, new looking hammer, chain, pillar fragments, and broken doorknob. Let's see what everyone has to say first before we select the truth bullet.
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
The hammer in the tower was the weapon, like you said. It looks like that's the case, but...
I guess we should figure out the weapon first.
The weapon was right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer! The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him!
No, that's wrong.
It's the new-looking hammer. It's not even covered in blood. Or in this case, oil.
No, I can't accept that hammer was the murder weapon.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body. Just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it, at least. But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta? Me?
Yep, that's right. She called you baby gangsta.
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Oh, really now?
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
No, you seriously thought the hammer was the murder weapon, dude.
Seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The actual weapon has oil on it, but if it's something at the crime scene that had oil on it, it was the broken pillar.
I see. The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon. Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar.
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar. Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
It's no use. It's barely budging. Didn't I tell you?
Yeah, that pillar was pretty frickin' heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid. He ain't the type to commit suicide.
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. The word suicide.
By the way, the fourth murder of the killing school life was apparently ruled a suicide.
Huh? No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. All right, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
Oh, great. Here we go. Alright, so we're now entering the second debate. The evidence this time we have are wire, goodnight button, oil on the floor, tipped over pillar, chain, pillar fragments, and broken doorknob. Let's hear whatever you want. Let's hear what Sonia has to say, and let's hear what everyone else has to say.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
The killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over that pillar? Is that really it?
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted,
Let me just make sure.
beating him with it is beyond a...
What about tipping the pillar over?
No,
Pillar
that's wrong.
fragments.
If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too. But it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we?
It's true. Huh?
There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill.
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
A specific item?
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know. But I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon.
I don't think that's what we're talking about here.
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark daggers of destruction.
I see.
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the funhouse?
Mm-hmm.
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you?
Well, most of the people did not go to the final dead room.
Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Faux show! I shall leave this matter to your discretion.
The 2 houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. Alright, the next set of evidence we have are wire, goodnight button, tipped over pillar, Fuyihiko's account, wall clock, broken doorknob, and strange feeling in tower. Let's hear what everybody has to say first.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the funhouse.
Is that really it? It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
This whole time we've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagito would mention it here.
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
No, that's wrong.
It'd be amazing to get that in.
Both of those towers, are they really the same place?
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something. If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
And so then what? You seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building.
Bow down!
Oh, Sonia's not backing down. We got a rebuttal.
Then how about this? Somebody moved Nekomaru's body.
Well, we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Alright, here we go. We're going to be facing off against Sonia Nevermind, the ultimate princess, in this rebuttal. Okay, so the evidence we have for this one are wire, oil on the floor, tipped over pillar, new looking hammer, chain, pillar fragments, and broken doorknob. Let's get to it.
There are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. A decree it was Monokuma's doing.
As expected of the princess, she's overcoming my arguments with a great confidence. I need to counter her remarks and wait for an opportunity to refute
There
her.
are many different ways. The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. A decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene? He could have moved it all, easy as pie.
No, there's definitely a hole in what she just said. I need to show her the evidence that contradicts that.
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the
oil on the
Allow me
floor.
to cut through those words.
Moving the body and pillar is possible, but it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Huh?
When the position of Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed, the oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you move it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
Hello, Hifumi. I'm doing well. Oh. Well, Sonia, have anything to say?
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
It's all right. A fired-up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
Oops.
We can't be certain of that either.
I clicked the X button too fast. I'm sorry, Akane.
Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the E-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building, or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
This mystery ties into the secret of the funhouse, but we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then the only thing we can do is rely on the one person who has those clues.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up. Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the funhouse.
He just sounds so annoyed, even when he smiles.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint.
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? Is he talking about the traitor? If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him?
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could he be talking about the life-threatening game?
I see.
Also known as the Final Dead Room.
You're talking about the Final Dead Room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the Final Dead Room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small, conspicuous window waited, all by itself. In that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the Final Dead Room.
You took a picture?
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket.
See? This is it.
And as he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture.
Let me explain it to you again. I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the Final Dead Room. But don't you think it's weird? If the funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture.
Let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
What doesn't make sense in this picture? Well, there are treats.
Here!
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the Final Dead Room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angle suggests it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo. Let me see real quick before we continue. Which means there are other contradictions contained in it. What doesn't make sense in this picture? Is this? It's a tower, right?
It's a tower, right? There's only one tower in the picture.
That's what we've been thinking all along. Which means it's not unnatural at all, don't you agree?
Okay. The sky.
Here!
Okay, yeah. Okay. That was my next guess.
The structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was. Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
You have a clue? Is he talking about that one time?
Why, hello there, Hajime.
Nagito, why are you here?
Because I showed up.
You showed up? How'd you even come here?
Maybe I teleported.
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already.
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Was that thing just now another hint to figuring out the mystery behind the funhouse structure? The reason Nagito appeared from the third floor. Using the photo he took, I might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. Okay, so we're entering a logic dive. Sorry, I just need to review the controls. I don't know. I think he might be... I don't know. Maybe Kazumichi likes both regular and diet, maybe? Okay, question 1. Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? They exist? Okay, got it right. Alright, better not screw this up. Because I remember in the last class trial, I screwed up big time. Like crazy. Oh. Ah! Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Okay, question 2. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or two different buildings? They're different buildings. Oh no, I got it wrong! Okay, I gotta go pretty fast here because the clock is running out. Focus, Hajime! Okay. Alright, that's it for number 1. Okay, no! Don't get hit, Hajime! I will be so mad if you get hit again. No, you're going too fast! Okay, slow down. Oh. Why am I screwing up so bad? Okay, avoid the turbo. Okay, there we go. Question 3. How are Strawberry House and Grape House position with each other? Horizontally? Oh. I got all the questions. Well, I got one question right without falling, I think. Run, but it's Danganronpa. That's right, it is Danganronpa. I can't run from anything. What?
It's all coming together.
Oh, Hajime almost fell.
Got it. I know the secret of the funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There was only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Yep.
Then the two houses aren't two different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
Where Strawberry House is located. Floors above Grape House?
See.
Okay, yeah, I got it right. Whew.
On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap. I never expected that the two houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The two houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with two different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive things. And it worked, didn't it? Disregarding the tower, we fully believed the two houses were two separate, distinct buildings.
In order to conceal the unique design of the funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd! Don't you think a building full of so many surprises totally deserves to be called a fun house?
It's true? The building was really like that?
That's right! Those two houses exist on different floors in the same building!
Constructing a building like that on your own without my knowledge? How horrible!
Then what about the towers? Are they arranged vertically just like the houses?
Yeah, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower should have also been different floors inside the same building. Just like Strawberry House was on top of Grape House, Strawberry Tower was also on top of Grape Tower.
However, if there's different floors within the same building, why was Nekomaru's body in both places?
Aw, your precious hammies don't know? But it's so simple.
Kazuichi, why are you so rude?
Alrighty then. I'll be the one who solves this mystery in a flash. Please watch me, Miss Sonia.
Oh, I see. Do whatever you like.
I'll definitely make her watch me. I'm gonna stand out till she notices me.
He is not giving up on us, is he? Alright, here we go with the next set of truth bullets. They are Monokuma File 4, wire, goodnight button, tipped over pillar, chain, broken doorknob, and strange feeling in tower. Let's hear what everybody has to say first.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Then hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent, Gundam!
No fair! You totally stole my spotlight!
So which one was the fake body?
Shut up! Just pick one of them.
The dummy of Nekomaru's body existed? Does that mean the killer prepared it in advance? But is something like that even possible?
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
And hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Doesn't the Monokuma file contradict that? Okay, no, it doesn't. Okay, I was just making sure, just in case.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
You mean a fake body?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to construct a dummy from spare parts.
You're magnificent!
No fair! So which one?
Shut up! Just pick one of them. I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
Hurry up,
Maybe it was the
dumbass.
wire. Let me see.
One of the bodies in one of the was actually a dummy.
Oh, it wasn't. I'm not sure if this is a memory bullet thing. This is why I'm kind of a little skeptical.
Hurry up, dumbass!
What was it?
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Nope. Okay, it wasn't that. All right.
I'm gonna solve
let's see what evidence I have left. Chain.
Hurry up, dumbass!
Broken door.
One of the bodies in one of the towers was actually a dummy.
Was it a chain? Let's find out. Okay, it wasn't. I'm screwing up so badly. Good thing I got the lost and fault skill activated.
Hurry up, dumbass!
One of the bodies in one of the towers
broken doorknob
was actually a dummy.
Okay, I think it has something to do with a memory bullet.
Hurry up! One of the bodies was actually a...
You mean a fake?
Nekomaru died with a mechanical body. It should be possible to...
You're magnificent!
No fair! So which one?
Shut up! Just pick one of them.
Let's see if it was the mechanical body. Let me see real quick.
I'm gonna solve this. Hurry up! One of the bodies in one of was actually a dummy.
Okay, it wasn't. I wanted to make sure that it was that.
I'm gonna solve this mystery in a flash.
It had to be
Hurry
this
up.
one.
One of the bodies was actually a dummy.
Yes,
no,
it was. Okay.
Wrong.
It was the last one. Dang it. Oh my goodness. Should have known that right off the bat, too.
Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy. That can be proven by Kazuichi's account.
Me?
Remember? When we moved from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, we thought the body had moved. And that's when you said...
Not just that. The parts that I carefully arranged when I disassembled the body all moved too.
Right up until that moment, you were disassembling Nekomaru's body at Grape Tower, right? The killer couldn't have known how you'd take apart his body, so they couldn't have built a dummy.
Unless Kazuichi was the one who built the dummy, then it would be a different story.
Miss Sonia, that's a pretty harsh joke.
She's not joking.
You are joking, right?
No, she's not.
It's all right. Kazuichi is not the killer. If he was, he wouldn't have fixed the elevator or the button in Strawberry Hall. It'd be much more convenient for the killer if it stayed broken.
I see. That is disappointing.
I'm even more disappointed.
Soda gets it wrong when he gets to impress Sonya, lol. Well, obviously, he always gets it wrong. Sonya's already in love with Gundam, not with Kazuichi. Poor Soda boy.
However, even if Nekomaru's body wasn't a dummy, it's meaningless if we don't have the important answer.
The reason Nekomaru's body was in both towers, even though it was supposed to be on different floors.
Maybe it was simply moved?
The body moved to a different floor?
You can't think of a device like that? A device that moves things to different floors in the same building?
A device like that? A device that transports things to different floors of the same building. I feel like I've seen that before. Alright, let's do this. Okay, here we go. Hangman's Gambit. Okay, this is going to be a little tricky. And I've already lost a lot of health. What am I doing? I might have a game over, possibly. Oh, wait. It wasn't the... Oh, wait. It's elevator. What was I thinking? Okay. I still have a chance. I just gotta spell it right. It was A? Oh no, it was E! Oh no! Now I gotta be really careful. Was it? Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh dear. Look, we got our first game over! That's fun! Yeah, we don't care. Let's retry.
We'll never give up!
Sorry I didn't bother reading the rest of the text. I didn't bother to. I'm like, nope, let's not read the text. I'm just gonna continue. Okay, we get it. Okay, I can't believe I screwed it up. So that's the first fail in this entire Let's Play. Oh my goodness. We got a first fail. Then again, I screwed up so badly, so I guess... I should have seen... well, I had it coming. Alright. Well, let's just spell the word elevator and not be stupid not spelling it right. Okay, no. Where's the other E? I need another E, please. Give me an E. Okay, here we go. Okay, back to where I was before. It was... Oh, was that... Had to be an L? No. Oh my gosh, no! Oh, it was V. Okay. Oh my goodness! We're going faster. I think it was A. Yeah, it was A next. Yeah. Then it was this. Then it was T. Then O. Get rid of the number T. Come on, R's. Come on. Okay, there we go.
Got it!
Okay, second time I did it right. Okay, elevator.
You must be talking about an elevator.
What? Are you saying Nekomaru's body was transported using an elevator?
Where the hell is this elevator anyway?
It's the tower itself. The inside of the tower is one big elevator. Which means the tower was designed so that the whole room goes up and down like an elevator. So whether you enter from Strawberry Hall or Grape Hall, it all leads to the same room, right?
So that's why we could only enter it from one side or the other.
Now that you mention it, sometimes when I pressed the door button, it took a while for it to open.
I see. We were basically waiting for the room to arrive, just like an elevator.
Please hold on. If the inside of the whole tower ascends and descends like an elevator, then why is there a picture of a strawberry on the far back door when you enter from Grape Tower? And a picture of a grape on the far back door when you enter from Strawberry Tower.
If the room just moves up and down like an elevator, there's no reason for the doors to change.
Plus, after the incident, the far back door in Grape Tower had chains wrapped around it, right? But when we entered Strawberry Tower, those chains were gone.
Not just that, but if I remember correctly, even the doorknob was broken off.
There are too many strange things. Was that tower really an elevator?
When you see people and things, make sure you focus on the good parts instead of the bad.
What did you say?
So, Let's put aside what's changed and focus our attention on what hasn't.
Why do we have to do that?
It's fine. Come on. What does everything that hasn't changed have in common?
Things that didn't change when we moved between the two towers. That includes the body, the pillar, and the oil. We've been talking about that stuff for a while now. There shouldn't be anything strange about them, not even the fact that they all moved with the elevator. The one thing these all have in common, they were all on the floor.
Let's see. Is it safe to say that all the items on the floor didn't change? And?
Why did the picture on the far back door change? If you can figure that out, you'll have the answer. The reason is because that elevator has something unique about it.
There's something unique about that elevator. You can only enter one side at a time. It's an enormous circle. Only the floors move? Oh, okay, I got it right.
So that's it. The elevator was designed so only the floor moved.
Only the floor moved?
Which means the whole room wasn't an elevator, only the floor was. That's why we saw different doors in each tower. Which means on the first floor of Grape Tower, the door on the far back wall had a strawberry design. And on the fourth floor, which was Strawberry Tower, a different door on the far back wall had a grape design.
Then, where do the different floors lead?
I want to say they lead outside, but they're probably just for show.
Just for show? Why was something like that necessary?
So we'd falsely believe that the doors were connected to where their pictures signified. It was actually very effective. Because of that, we totally misunderstood the building's structure.
I don't get it. But I guess it means whoever designed this building had a totally twisted personality.
Did you hear that, Monami?
Don't blame this on me. Take responsibility for yourself.
Then I'll take responsibility and gently caress you.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, there's no way that's gonna happen. Stop with the tasteless jokes.
By the way, what does the chain on the far back door in Grape Tower mean?
It was probably wrapped there by the killer to keep us as far from Strawberry Tower as possible.
Why?
Because of that chain. You guys thought you couldn't enter there, right?
Like you said, it could probably use these parts to repair that button, but...
Seriously, hold on. Even if you do repair the button, what's going to happen to the chain on the other side of the door?
Chain?
The door that leads to Strawberry Hall has a chain wrapped around the doorknob. Even if you fix the button on the Strawberry Hall side, the door won't open as long as that chain is there.
You don't need to worry about that at all.
Huh?
The killer destroyed the Strawberry Hall button, so we'd stay away from Strawberry Tower. Everything was done to tamper with the evidence, so we wouldn't find out about the secret of the funhouse. The appearance of a body in the tower would contradict what we thought we knew about the building. In that situation, if we'd gone to Strawberry Tower, we'd have seen that contradiction firsthand. And using that as a clue, we might have discovered the truth. The truth that the two houses and the two towers are actually one complete vertical building.
Mm-hmm.
The killer wanted to keep us from learning that. That's why they made us stay away from Strawberry Tower.
They destroyed the button and wrapped a chain around the door just for that?
Would it really have inconvenienced the killer if we learned the true structure of the building?
It would have been a major inconvenience.
Excuse me.
After all, this funhouse is strongly connected to the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru.
Hold on. You're progressing much too quickly. There's still a contradiction concerning the building structure.
What a pain. It's fine already.
Gundam, please proceed.
Sorry, Kazuichi.
You said earlier that Strawberry House and Grape House are connected vertically, right? If so, how does the contact elevator supposedly transport us from one house to the other?
See, now that you mention it, I completely forgot about that matter.
If that elevator moves vertically, then when your back is facing the elevator, both towers should be on the same side. But does this reflect reality? Inside Grape House, Grape Hall is on your right when your back is to the elevator. And inside Strawberry House, Strawberry Hall is on your left when your back is to the elevator. Which means the houses are on exact opposite sides of the tower. Answer me, fiend! What does this mean?
What does this mean?
I agree. What does this mean? If the two houses are connected vertically, the position of the tower should be the same in both houses. But in fact, when my back was facing the elevator in Grape House, the tower was on my right. And when my back was facing the elevator in Strawberry House, the tower was on my left. How can I break through this contradiction? We're about to find out. Okay, the evidence we have this time are Akane's account, Fuyuhiko's account, contact elevator, Nagito's sudden appearance, Kazuichi's account, broken doorknob, and strange feeling in tower. Let's hear what everybody has to say first.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, as both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Which means your reasoning...
It's clearly contradictory.
What's with this iron curtain of teamwork?
So Gundam and Sonya have matching arguments. It sounds like it makes sense, but is that really correct?
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
However, as both houses, if the contact elevator is behind you, the towers are in opposite directions.
Oh my gosh.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
The elevator should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure if one of those is correct.
If the two houses are connected vertically,
Oh, wait a minute. I think I know what it was.
The elevator
Hang on.
should move.
vertically, not horizontally.
Kazuichi's account.
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. Kazuichi!
The elevator wasn't just moving vertically. Isn't that right, Kazuichi?
Huh? Me?
Yep, you.
Come on. You used the elevator while you were holding that compass Nagito gave you, right?
Ah, that. Yeah, it was pretty strange. From start to finish, somehow the compass needle rotated 180 degrees.
Rotated 180 degrees?
Meaning, as the elevator moved between the two houses, it also rotated 180 degrees. It was probably following the building's perimeter as it rotated to the other side. Which means the exit would be on the opposite side once you arrived at the other house, right?
And thanks to that, the tower we saw on our right side when we arrived at Grape House appeared on our left side when we were at Strawberry House.
An elevator that rotates while it moves. Is that even possible? It's like something from an amusement park.
Well, a funhouse is an amusement park attraction, you know. And since the building doesn't really need to be structurally practical, it makes for some splendid fun.
That's not splendid at all! You're inhuman!
You say I'm inhuman, but I'm just a bear. So I was never human to begin with. I'm different from these lowly humans.
So we're done with the secret of the funhouse, right? Then let's start talking about the important stuff. What's the ultimate weapon that killed Nekomaru? And how'd they combine it with the pillar?
Huh? You still don't know what the ultimate weapon is yet? It's what I found at the Octagon, you know.
What is the Octagon? I haven't heard about that yet.
Oh my... I can't believe I have to explain that now.
He's like, oh my gosh, are you stupid? Oh, I swear I have to do everything myself.
As long as you know what an octagon means, you can solve this simple mystery easily.
What an octagon means.
I think
It's an eight-sided shape.
As I recall, an octagon is a shape with 8 sides, right?
I didn't expect you to know that. For a substitute reserve course student, you're quite knowledgeable. I guess I should continue listening. Where is the place befitting of the name Octagon?
Place befitting the name Octagon. It's probably this. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Octagon. Here? Oh, okay, on top. I clicked on the wrong spot.
You're talking about the secret room surrounded by concrete in the depths of the final dead room.
Gonna save real quick. I'm not sure if we're closer to the halfway mark, but I think we are.
Why is that place the Octagon?
You know how the 4-sided strawberry house is on top of the 6-sided grape house? If you cut a 4-sided shape out of a 6-sided one, you get 8 edges. It becomes an 8-sided shape.
That's basically the gist of it. The true identity of the Octagon is that secret room in the depths of the final dead room. In actuality, that place contained various weapons.
Then the ultimate weapon was there too?
That's a little different. I learned the true identity of the ultimate weapon at the Octagon.
Learn?
The true identity of the ultimate weapon is the funhouse, which means the killer used the building structure as their weapon and killed Nekomaru. Like me, the killer probably realized the secret of the funhouse from the scenery, and then thought of a way to kill making use of the building structure.
The funhouse itself is the weapon, so they killed using the building structure?
That's why the killer tried to keep us from learning the mystery of the building. But more importantly, using the building itself as a weapon? Such a spectacular crime. It truly deserves to be called the ultimate weapon.
The funhouse is the true identity of the ultimate weapon. What does this mean? How did the killer use that to murder Nekomaru? And who's the killer who did that? Okay, so we're at the end of the first half of the class trial. So that's pretty good.
Hiya!
Why, hello there! I thought of a new bad word to call Monami.
Oh, I can already tell I won't be pleased by this.
Then let me say it right away.
I've already used an insult and slander. There's no way I'll get hurt by a mere word.
Monami is a serious too fatty. Or Stu-fatly.
That's much more straightforward than I expected. Stu-fatly, huh?
Tisk, tisk, tisk. That's not it. That's not it at all. Stupid, fat, and ugly. The perfect jet stream attack. Incorporating all 3 of these would be... ta-da! Stu-fatly.
There's some fat hidden in there.
Okay, everyone, all together now. Monami is a serious Stu-fatly.
Oh my gosh. You are so mean to Monami. Alright, back to the class trial.
Hello. I hope your day is well. I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic, or else my mental state won't be able to keep up. Ugh, my heart's thumping like crazy. I might as well have a laid-back, so what attitude and go ahead with high energy. Yeehaw! But be careful that your batteries don't run out for various reasons. And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently. I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
She was freaking out for just a minute, and all of a sudden she's like, oh well, let's just move on.
Is it really all right to accept a situation so easily?
I mean, that's not what's important. The thing that's really important is the killer who used the building structure. Like, who's Nekomaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but...
You have said that, like, probably the past 3 trials that we've had in this game so far.
I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
I see.
It's fine. Let's just leave him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
Oh yeah, it's definitely the food.
Akane, you're drooling waterfalls?
Oh my gosh. Nagito, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
If the killer used the building structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death, huh? He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilizes the building structure. So what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building structure? Falling.
Let's see. That's it. I think he might have died from falling.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That, I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. Okay, here are the evidence we have for this particular one. We have Goodnight Button, Akane's account, Fuyuhiko's account, contact elevator, clock's alarm timer, broken doorknob, and strange feeling in tower. Let's see what everybody has to say first.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object inside, the other door won't open. which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
I need to make it clear so that they understand that Nekomaru fell to his death. Looks like it's all up to me.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget that as long as there's a moving object inside?
I thought
When the
it
elevator
was a
is on the
Connie's
first
account.
floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
The contact elevator. What if that was the one?
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking they moved the elevator and made use of the...
Hold on, did you forget the... As long as there's a moving object inside...
No, it wasn't that. I can get another game over or something.
When the elevator is on the first floor, you
Broken
can't go through the door on the
doorknob.
fourth floor.
Strange feeling in the tower.
It'd be impossible to shove off...
Then, after locking they moved the elevator and made use of the...
Hold on, as long as there's a moving object inside...
When the elevator is on the first floor, you can't go through the door on the fourth floor.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the fourth floor to the first floor and made use of the drop.
Hold on, did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long
What
as
if
there's
it's
a
the good
moving
night
object
button?
inside, the other door
Maybe
won't
that
open.
has to be it. Must be
Which
the good
means
night
the
button.
elevator...
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
That has to be it. I'm kind of thinking
When the elevator is off, you can't go through the door.
maybe
It'd be
that has to be the answer. Let me try.
After locking they moved the
Because I'm
elevator
trying to
and made use of the...
remember what it
Hold on,
was.
did you forget? As long as there's a moving object inside.
Good night button. Okay, yeah, what?
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I got it. Woo! Alright.
That sensor should only work if something is moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
When Nekomaru's goodnight button is pressed, all of his functions shut down, and he enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed it, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from. Yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me. Silence, pest!
Now you're calling me a pest?
Well, you are acting like a pest a little bit here. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems to have an idea, but what way could that be? Okay, we're entering another debate. Alright. This time we have wire, goodnight button, oil on the floor, tipped over pillar, new looking hammer, chain, and broken doorknob. Let's see what everybody has to say first.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
How about we all shut up and listen to what Chiaki has to say?
Silence, pest!
Don't be so cold. What if I start to enjoy it?
Oh my gosh, Kazuichi! If Nekomaru is inside the elevator, how can you create a difference in elevation?
If you arrange it a certain way,
It's gotta be the broken doorknob.
So you're telling to think about the arrangement.
that arrangement. The hammer is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the floor?
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
What? Wasn't that? Really?
If you arrange it a certain
Oh, wait,
way,
hang on.
you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all
Oh, wait.
to think about the arrangement.
It was the other way
The hammer
around.
is suspicious. Isn't it about time?
What about the oil on the
The doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
The wire.
I agree with that.
Okay, I did have to agree with Fuihiko. I was right about that one, but I didn't choose the correct truth bullet.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob.
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair.
That's right. He was suspended in midair.
Huh?
The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
Don't finish that
The
sentence.
killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moved. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall to his death.
Too easy.
Oh, great, it's the pest. Alright, what do you want?
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
Alright, here we go. We're now facing off against Kazuichi Soda, the ultimate mechanic. This time we have wire, tipped over pillar, new looking hammer, pillar fragments, clock's alarm timer, radio clock, and broken doorknob.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a... How would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
It doesn't mean someone had to push him off. It's possible that he fell on his own.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right? If he was sleeping, there's no way he could do that. Now's the time. But in that case, you still won't be able to explain the drop. Moving the elevator with Nekomaru in is just impossible. End of story.
Hold on, thanks to Kazuichi, I think I figured out how the killer dropped Nekomaru. Alright, if I use that evidence, I should be able to break through Kazuichi's remarks
What?
too.
Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode.
Allow me to cut through those words. What do you think would happen if Nekomaru woke up while he was suspended upside down in midair?
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why, if something like that happened to you, you would start panicking a lot, right? Instinctively, your body would start moving. Nekomaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make it fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because
In that case, I shall use my full power.
With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But...
Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower.
Ah! Wait! Isn't it creaking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
You finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig. Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
This guy, he gets off on this. So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor, the only thing I can think of that happened to him was he collided with the pillar.
Let's see.
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
No!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. Because even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed. How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But it can't show up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should definitely be a clue to breaking through this contradiction. Alright. This next one's going to be tricky. The next set of evidence we have are goodnight button, Fuyuhiko's account, wall clock, contact elevator, clock's alarm timer, radio clock, and broken doorknob. Let's hear what everybody has to say.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
Killer probably did some tampering. They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest. That's gotta be it!
The alarm that caused Nekomaru's death rang at 7:30 a.m., but we discovered his body before 7 a.m. I need to crush one possibility at a time if I'm going to break through this contradiction.
We headed for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
But the alarm inside was set for 7. Nekomaru died.
His time of death and one of those must...
Killer probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
Radio clock.
No, that's wrong.
Because Nekomaru said the radio clock can't be messed up.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with a clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse. Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare that all the clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
Please believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but what was it? Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to that mystery. Okay, let me think first. Yeah, the trials are probably going to get a little bit longer here, so that's why this one's a little bit more longer. Okay, here we go. Round 2 of the logic dives. And once again, we have 3 questions. Okay. I'm still going to get the class trial done in this video, because I want to get the entirety of his trial done. And the chapter. Okay. Here we go. Question 1. What did Hajime and the others misunderstood? The time in the building. Yeah, that was an obvious one. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Question 2. Which clock was tampered with? The building clocks. Because Nekomaru's clock was the only one that didn't get tampered because it was a radio clock. So we do know that for a fact. Oh my gosh, I got hit. And I fell. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Okay. Ooh. That was close. Okay. Oh, I didn't jump. Oh no. You've got to be kidding me. I didn't jump. I didn't jump and press the triangle button. Okay, here we go. Question 3. Which house had the wrong time? Both houses. Yeah, it was both the houses.
It's all coming together.
Okay.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
What? All the clocks?
So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it.
I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's different. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Okay, so here we go. This time we have Akane's account, Fuyuhiko's account, contact elevator, Nagito's sudden appearance, clock's alarm timer, broken doorknob, and strange feeling in tower. Let's see what everybody has to say first.
If the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
If only I heard the sound when he fell. It would have been a great clue.
Or his scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
By how much did the killer adjust the time inside the building? How would I even figure that out?
If the time in the building, then we can only rely on the time of which clearly 7.
The problem is in our time.
Are there any clues that can be... If only I heard the sound when you fell.
I agree with that.
Akane's account.
That's right. We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell?
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge. What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off is literally right in front of me.
Let's see.
It was 2 hours off.
Nekomaru's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru.
Lure out only
If you
Nekomaru?
messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right?
Okay, I'll be right back real quick. already, so I took a bit of food upstairs with me. So I got a bit of food, so I can eat. Just open my drink real quick.
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means.
Besides meeting with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If you were trying to lure only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is Monokuma's Tai Chi.
I see. That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time. That wouldn't affect Nekomaru. This radio clock had the exact time.
I'm sorry you guys are hearing some chewy sounds. I'm just eating food.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself.
And I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning.
I skipped what Nagito said. Hang on, let me just pull out the transcript.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
There we go.
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around 5 a.m. And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it. At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Yes!
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
Jeez, how outrageous! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
When you said everyone, you were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Aw, jeez! That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot, or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad!
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it! It's incorrect!
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar!
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Ryuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
Are you talking about that alarm?
Sorry.
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. Pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell? Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Well, there's only one person that's the prime suspect right now. And even though this person may not be the culprit just yet, there is a possibility that this person could be the culprit. So the person who doesn't have an alibi during the rumbling noise was none other than Nagito Komeda.
You're the only one! The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It's just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy. You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of fools.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
He couldn't?
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me.
Yes, Sonya, have to back him up.
It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too.
Huh?
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? The answer is actually kind of obvious at this point because it has to do something with the rooms. It was actually the deluxe suites. Now, if only I can spell this correctly. I think it was Elnex, right? Okay, yeah. And I think it was E? I think maybe it was E. It wasn't. Okay, it was X. Oh no, it wasn't X. It was you. Then it was X. Then it was E. And then S. Oh, no, it was R. Yeah, it was. Everything's moving too fast! Okay, deluxe rooms.
I got it!
Now I'm gonna eat my grapes.
Nagito, Sonya, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room may have so-and-so insulation, but still pretty decent. And the primary room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise.
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve corps student talent?
Nagito, you just had to ruin the moment.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Let me save real quick so I won't lose progress. And...
Decisive factor?
somehow I feel like I understand what Nagito means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Well, there's one person that could have done it. There was one other person that was sharing a deluxe room. Because there were 4. 2 in Strawberry House, 2 in Grape House. The person who killed Nekomaru Nidai, the ultimate team manager, who also was the one to know the structure of the building, which means that person also had to clear the final dead room, and the person that was behind it all. I hate to say this because this person's my most favorite, but unfortunately, it's Gundam.
You're the only one! Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
Because I remember who was sleeping in each room. Remember when we did the free time events for Gundam Tanaka? He was staying at the deluxe room. So that means he's the 4th person that had a deluxe room, and that means he's the only other person that could potentially fit the entire thing.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
Hear what he says.
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Uh-oh!
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. Me? After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Nekomaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And They were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room, just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone and checked the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
I was in the lounge.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Hey! What are you doing?
This ruckus. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice.
Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Answer me this, including myself in my four dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess? Huh? The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
He's even starting to panic a bit.
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a second.
You know, Hajime, this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Perhaps I should say it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Yes, yep, he did.
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basic. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
Let's see. The contact elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. So, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, he wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing. Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
It's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Here we go, the final debate. Finally, after 2 hours. The last set of evidence are goodnight button, Fuyuhiko's account, wall clock, contact elevator, clock's alarm timer, radio clock, and broken doorknob. Let's see what everybody has to say first.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House...
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time, there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already?
A contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm going to find out what that is. For the sake of everyone's hope, I'll shoot for the contradiction. He had to clear the final dead room.
The only means of travel.
So that means we have to use a memory bullet.
The elevator broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot...
Since I was at there's no question that
It would have been different or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer? Why don't we stop this already? That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses.
Secret passage.
No, that's wrong.
And take a bite of my cracker with cheese, so you might hear a little bit of crunchies.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
There's one person that did use the method. And that was Nagito. Because the thing is, he had appeared in Grape House unexpectedly, so had to be him.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know. What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagito, why are you here?
Because they showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Jeez, once again, I let the reserve course show up. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma Archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House.
Meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
Oh great, here we go again!
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own suspicion. If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
Did you say? Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Okay, here we go. The second time we're facing Gundam Tanaka in a rebuttal. This time we have wire, goodnight button, tipped over pillar, pillar fragments, clock's alarm timer, radio clock, and broken doorknob.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down! I already proved the secret passage exists. The secret passage was at the Octagon.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! If you don't want to drown in the maelstrom of blind confusion, at least pray to the key which dwells in the light!
He probably means try providing the evidence that the killer went to the Octagon, right? If that's the case, I should have it too. The key which dwells in the light that will break through the darkness.
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! You don't want to at least pray to the key which dwells in the light.
Oh, jeez. Oh, no, I screwed up.
Even if the turbid box doesn't exist, you could travel through multiple planes, provided you use a spacious wormhole. However, how frail I say. Your decayed illusion. Shall I feed you to the progeny of vile deities?
I can't back down!
It had to be the wire.
I already proved the secret passage with...
Know the limits of your own reasoning. You say the killer went to the Octagon. Don't bark, you cur! You don't want to drown in the maelstrom.
Allow me to cut through those words! The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body, the hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower. Those are all the items that weren't in Funhouse. Where did the killer obtain them?
The only place I can think of is the Octagon. There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the Octagon.
Why, Gundam?
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
He's starting to freak out.
It seems this is the end. Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act. So I'm going to end this right now.
Hey, what are you...
First of all, by messing with all the clocks in the building, Gundam tried to lure only Nekomaru. The elevator was probably broken by that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point. So he tried going over to Strawberry Tower, just like we did when we found out the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise! Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then?
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties. But even if they failed, they probably wouldn't have minded. They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened, and come up with a different plan.
And Without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay? Through this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
Uh-oh! Hold on! You... What did you just say? That I didn't battle?
Excuse me. And yeah, he did say that.
What's wrong with that?
Don't mess with me! Don't mess with me! I cannot ignore those words!
Oh, jeez. Nagito's smiling. He's like, well, I don't care.
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
You fools do not understand! You don't understand at all! Ha! You make me laugh! After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all!
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
It appears I cannot finish just yet. Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet. I cannot finish!
What do you intend to do?
It's obvious! I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions!
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button. However, that button was on the back of Nekomaru's neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him.
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation.
Just as I thought, truly frail, succumbing so easily to this simple argument, it was just a mere illusion. If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
That's wrong, Gundam. You're the one who's wrong.
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied.
Oh, jeez. That means the panic talk action's coming.
Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat. First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other, you must provide a reason that will persuade that human. You have not fulfilled either of those yet.
I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then just as you requested, I will provide an argument that will leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Oh, jeez, here we go. Alright. We're now entering the 4th panic talk action. So it's now time. It's time to break through his argument. It's now time for the panic talk action. It's Hajime Hinata versus Gundam Tanaka, the ultimate animal breeder. Oh my goodness. Here we go.
I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! For the Tanaka Empire! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! Show me the cadaver! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! Crushed as David prophesies! I won't let you! For the Tanaka Empire! Wither! It's Nekomaru's back. Do you really think I can get behind him so easily?
The 4 Dark Devas.
This is the end! Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck. As long as you have the power of the hamsters you keep with you.
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
Of course it'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundam.
Yep.
In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right?
Emissary of evil, in accordance with your ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through Supernova Silver Fox Sandy.
Oh, I pressed the button?
Truly, this is a skyline levitation onto the demon mouse. Soon the door of destiny shall open.
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue, one of Gundam's hamsters retrieved the piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
Oh,
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been possible to secretly get one of them behind Nekomaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
How about it, Gundam?
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are. I have no recourse but to admit it.
Admit it? Did you say you admit it?
excuse me.
It appears I've obtained a one-way ticket to hell.
Oh no.
Fine! Then you must trample me underfoot and advance. Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere. Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands.
I'm sorry about that, I was eating. Alright, guess we gotta end this. Finally, we're nearing the end. Okay.
here's everything that happened in this case. Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. First, they destroyed the contact elevator. This separated Nagito and the others in Strawberry House from our group in Grape House. Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours. Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House lounge and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m. After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand. They obtained these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final deck. This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anybody else. That secret being, Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building. On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Great Tower for a specific reason. There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru. According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time. In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m. That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that. However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower. So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower. But the killer was waiting for him there. With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the good night button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile. From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon. First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up. Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob. After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the door button to Strawberry Hall. They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower, and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building's structure that they used to kill Nekomaru. Then, they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape House. After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower.
Hey, you are doing a great job. Keep it up. I got to go. Also, have a great day / night. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining the stream.
When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending, and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire. The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful, and placed a hammer on the floor to look like the weapon, then wrapped a chain around the back door. This was done to make us falsely believe we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall. With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage, so they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall. But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge. As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out. The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30. To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others. When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time Nekomaru was waking up. He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully. Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob, but because there was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking. Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way to the 1st floor. He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and died. The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed throughout the funhouse. However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. Meaning, the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room. They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room, because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge. That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you.
That's it.
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
Stop. Stop it already. Stop using weird words to avoid the truth. Or I'll friggin' kill you myself!
I cannot believe it. I just cannot believe. You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that.
You don't wish to forgive me, do you feel regret? Then finish it! Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka! My beloved, deadly foes, let the voting time begin!
Oh my gosh. I'm just finishing up eating my snacks here. Yeah, sorry about that. I was finishing eating my food because I still had some snacks on my plate. Alright, let's wrap this up.
This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever! Crap! I bit my tongue at the most important part!
Alright. The culprit is... Gundam. Ugh. I mean, it wasn't like, you know, obvious because it was kind of predictable, basically, but it'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right. The one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka.
Nice.
Yeah, I said all that without biting my tongue.
Now then.
Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with.
Hold on! It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam.
Jeez. No matter what he says, it won't change a bit. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like.
Oh, my tears.
Why do you want to talk to one who has lost? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something.
Listen well.
Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Correct? You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake.
Huh?
Fine.
Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. And because he fought, he lost and died.
Damn it!
Lost and died?
This, too, must be the will of causality.
If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that.
You.
What do you mean? Explain!
Fine then. Then I shall reveal it all.
Let's make history.
Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help, but he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death.
That is...
A fight that risked life and death?
Let me tell you.
He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me.
Huh?
If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself.
I can see it!
Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing.
Could it be?
Nekomaru really did that?
Sensing even my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekomaru.
The scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team manager for so long, I've nearly forgotten this. This is great! What a comforting atmosphere!
That's a great one.
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve this situation by killing me?
I am the Warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, Lords of Darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me. I do not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance.
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid! In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might. I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back. Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics. Give me everything you got.
Nekomaru need I. Your blood will drench the foundation of my empire.
That is...
Well, why? Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong.
I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
Let me tell you.
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you finally die?
You weakling!
There's nothing courageous about that. That is abandonment. A mere feeling of resignation.
Wait, are you telling us to just wait until we starve to death?
I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other.
Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
Fall, my tears.
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone had been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. However, nothing is born from resignation that is simply a reason to give up.
If you flinch,
Giving up on life, that's just an insult to life itself.
Let me ask.
Have you fools heard of the term, dog eat dog?
Cannibalism?
Fine.
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their life span engage in cannibalism.
Listen well.
That is what it means to live. If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself?
I shall engulf this world.
If the world considered that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but a blasphemy toward life.
I renounce you!
It is a violation of a natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
You.
Are you saying all that to try to justify what you did?
But...
It sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
Damn it.
Fine.
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, I have already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
Oh, my tears.
But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here?
Oh,
That belief is why you committed your crime.
you...
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too?
Let's make history.
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play.
Well,
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that, well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance.
Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
My name
Just
is
who do you
Gundam
think
Tanaka.
I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
Fade like
Not in a
dust in the
million,
wind.
not in a billion, not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now then, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Monokuma, let us begin.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, got it. I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder, Gundam Tanaka.
Please wait!
Please wait. This is just too much.
I beg of you!
Please, Monokuma. Please help Gundam.
Huh?
Miss Sonia.
I beg of you!
Please, I beg of you.
How pitiful.
Sonia, it acts as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death. Does not befit a noble such as yourself.
Gundam. It's fine to start for reals, right?
Fine.
Yes, I do not mind. However,
What is it, my four dark devas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark devas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end. Pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously! That is Gundam Tanaka! I shall stick with my evil until the very end! Open sesame pandemonium! I shall fill hell with true hell!
He will always be my most favorite character in this game.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Oh no, it's time to say goodbye. Dang it! First Nekomaru. Well, actually, hold on. Before Nekomaru, first Ibuki, then Nekomaru, and now Gundam. My top 3 favorites are all killed off. But anyway, let's just get to the execution. Game over. Gundam has been found guilty. Time for the punishment. Alright, here we go. Let's get to it. Oh, jeez, it's a stampede. Oh, jeez. Gundam Tanaka Stampede. Ultimate Breeder, Gundam Tanaka's Execution. Oh, jeez. Well, he saved the Devas, so the 4 Dark Devas of Destruction don't have to worry about that. But, oh my goodness. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Monokuma's rallying up the troops. Here he comes. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Oh, here we go. And there he goes. Dang it! Ah, jeez. Oh, they're cute little animals. Aww. And there he goes. And that's it. We're now down to 7. Gundam! No! No! Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chest. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that. Damn it. Damn it! I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something.
Damn it!
You all spend so much time worrying about each other, and things ended up like this. You're all full of crap. Every last one of you. But the biggest piece of crap is me.
The worst.
Damn it. Why am I so weak?
Oh. It's such a downer, clearly. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
You are right.
You are right. This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
You are right.
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who have died, we need to finish this once and for all. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that.
Hey!
So, how long are you guys gonna stand around chattering? The class trial's over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual. So make sure you know that.
Wait!
Hold on! How much longer are you gonna keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue?
Now then.
Alright. After feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food.
Hey!
Hold on a sec. That mood shift is too damn fast.
Not like that.
Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right?
She's certainly something else.
But seriously, I'm starving.
Hey. Then let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want.
Right?
And then, let's do our best again.
Yeah, you're right.
With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group has definitely diminished. But despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial. But at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight.
Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. but it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file had just Hajime's information.
Well,
I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this.
Damn it.
This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can't let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life.
It's obvious.
For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this.
Monokuma appears!
Alright, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me?
Now then.
Thanks for coming.
What's this?
Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight, too?
What's the matter?
So what's up? Your face looks scary.
I see. So you can tell.
Perhaps you found out who the traitor is.
You know me well.
Wow.
It's what I like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet.
I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is gonna take a little more time.
Hello.
So why'd you summon me anyway? You finally gonna confess your love?
Hey.
I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final den room.
Oh yeah. What about it?
There was information about 16 people in the file I received. But isn't that weird?
Say what?
What's weird?
You don't even know?
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person. The total number of students would be 16, right?
Isn't that right?
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope Speak Academy, right?
Of course.
That's right. I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making.
If this file even contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope Speak Academy?
Who knows?
Ooh, I wonder.
Hey.
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
Well...
That's not my point.
Right?
My point is, you already know who the traitor is.
What's wrong with that?
You're getting all
Well,
riled
you're
up.
splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, what do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monami after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me.
Their existence means nothing, huh?
No.
Well, that's just how I feel. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different. After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's putting you guys through this awful stuff.
It's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know.
Cooperation?
Hey.
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please, right?
Yep.
Yep.
If that's the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
Right?
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
No.
Obviously, that's a big no.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you, too.
Well, I knew you would say that.
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on.
Just as I thought, he saw right through me.
You're right.
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself in despair exist.
Ooh, you're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
Huh?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person, they must be extremely unlucky.
Like...
But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Wow.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky.
Say what?
Huh?
You don't know?
When you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity, I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope.
Ooh, the two of you are alike.
You definitely remind me of him.
Hey.
Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you.
See?
Who are you waiting for on this island? Huh? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island?
Hey.
Well, answer my question.
If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, ooh, wouldn't that be exciting? Oh, jeez. 5 days, 11 hours, 13 minutes, and 30 seconds left. Chapter 4, Do Ultimate Robots Dream of Clockwork? End. We went from 8 to 7. Well, we went from 9 to 8 to 7. To be continued. Well, we finally reached the end of Chapter 4 after 3 hours in this video. You have obtained a present Helltown earring. Well, we finally made it to the end. Okay. So that's it. We finally completed the 4th class trial after 3 hours. That was a very long video. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I do apologize that this video was very long, and I do apologize that you heard some crunching noises. Again, I was eating something because I was eating some food. Because I had some food. Oh. Happy New Year. Why, thank you, Creepy Creeper and Diamond. Happy New Year to you too. And I hope your day is going well. Alright, so we lost 2 more people. We lost Nekomaru and we lost Gundam. 2 of the coolest dudes are gone. That means we're now down to 7 people left. Just to recap who they are. They are Hajime, Fuyuhiko, Chiaki, Kazuichi, Sonya, Nagito, and Akane. There are just 7 people left now at this point in this game, and we are nearing the end of the main story of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. Oh my goodness. That means we are nearing the end of the main story of the game. Now keep in mind though that just because we're nearing the main story of the game does not mean that the Let's Play will be over just yet, because we're still going to tackle on all the post-game stuff. So we will still be doing all the post-game stuff for Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, so don't you worry, we will still be doing that. But that's after once the main story is done. So, we're now down to 7 people left. And we got our first fail in a class trial, which is our first game over in a class trial. Finally failed. But hopefully once we do go to another class trial, hopefully we won't fail so badly again this time, because it's just crazy. And even though I did a little better in the Panic Talk action thing, I still did terrible because I still can't get it right with the beats and everything. Oh my goodness. Alright, so that's it. Class trial number 4 is done. We now are in chapter 5, which is crazy that we're now in the 5th chapter, which means we are nearing the end of the main story of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. We have at least 2 more chapters left, because in every Danganronpa game there are 6 chapters totaled, and with a prologue and an epilogue, and of course also some other stuff. So We're nearing the end of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, but we still got a couple more chapters we have to go through before we reach the end. So, anyway. So, yeah. So, with that being said, that's going to be it for part 13 of my Let's Play of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Again, I do apologize for a couple things. One, I do apologize that this video was super long. Oh my goodness, 3 hours long in a video. And I started this video like probably like at least somewhere around like close to 5 o'clock. Or probably at 5 o'clock. Yeah, I think it was probably at 5 o'clock, I think, somewhere around the 5 o'clock hour. Yeah. Anyway. And secondly, I do apologize if you guys heard any crunching or sipping sounds. Well, sounds like, you know, me drinking and eating is what I was going to say. I'm having some of the New Year's snacks, basically, and it was quite delicious. Alright, so anyway, that's it for part 13 of my Let's Play of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video as much as I have. Again, I do apologize for the interruptions. Again, so I do apologize for the interruptions. In the next part, we're going to be exploring the 5th and final island because there's only one more island left we have to explore. So in the next part, we're going to be exploring the 5th and final island in Jabberwock Island, and we're going to hopefully complete our free time events with Sonya Nevermind. So we're going to be getting hopefully all of that done hopefully in the next part. So you guys do not want to miss what's going to happen on the next part of my Let's Play of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. And I guess it's all from me. So until next time, this is Xenonite XE6. Hope you guys have a great night, and I hope you guys also have a great, happy new year. And I will see you guys in part 14 of my Let's Play of Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, where we will be exploring the final island and completing our free time events with Sonya. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, farewell, and have a good night, and have a happy New Year. Farewell.